is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the podcast, 2025. What do you got for us?
What do you want from me?
That's good.
Content.
A bit of content on the Daily Mail as we saw a couple of photos of my silky self going for a swim at the beach, Fitz. What was disappointing was comment section. Now, you should never read the comments, I think is sort of the general understanding if you find a photo of yourself publicised on that website.
Well, what's happened is basically I'm follically challenged. I can't grow hair on my head. Wippa takes medication to thicken his hair on his head. But the thing is, the side effect is that every other follicle on his body gets thicker and grows more as well. Tricep hair, shoulder blade hair.
Okay.
I mean, even on the back of his knees, he's plats the back of his knees.
Yeah,
it's
they're
crazy.
looking good. I did a lightning bolt in my thigh the other day and I thought that was hot. You will hear the comments and the rest of what goes on in this podcast.
Took me
very
ages
soon.
to write these comments as well.
Okay, good on you, mate.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Can we talk about what's happened here with Adele? We're going to kick straight into some pop culture, guys, because I'm a fiend. Old Adele, right?
Has she finished her residency or is she still in Vegas? It's all done and dusted, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't have a Vegas update on Adele.
Yeah, I think she got paid hundreds of millions of dollars for it, and now she's done. You live on the strip for about 6 months of your life, and then you set yourself up for a few years, and you're gone.
Is that every artist's dream, to get that phone call? You pick it up and they go, "Hey, Adele, is that you? It's Vegas calling."
Well, I think Keith has done a residency in Britney Spears. I mean, anyone. The Britney Spears one, wasn't that? She was lip syncing that one. I mean,
that was her whole tour. She toured with her lip syncing show. My kids have just got into Britney Spears. I'm into it. I'm back into it, mate.
She's got some of the greatest pop songs of all time, I must admit.
She does. Can we stick to what Adele's done here? Because it doesn't seem too fair. She spent 6 months renting out an unbelievable house, a beautiful house, in Partridge Green in West Sussex. Now, this was back in 2012, Fitz.
Yeah.
The bloke who owns the property, his name's Nick Sutton, and he is not happy because she spent 6 months there, and every time she does an interview, she talks about staying in this house and how it was haunted. Since 2012, Nicholas has been trying to sell the house. Everybody turns up and says, "Isn't this the house Adele stayed in?" And he's slightly excited to go, "Yeah, it was. She loved it." Yeah. And then they go, "I heard it was haunted." I'm not. Oh, this is the haunted one. Oh no, well, I'll take my offer back. So he can't sell this house thanks to Adele suggesting that around every corner there was a different noise and you can't sleep at night.
God, there'd be a few ghosts that Adele's left behind as well, you would think as well. A few parties and a few people that she would have...
God knows what would have gone on.
Well, I would not go anywhere near a house if it had any haunting in it or any spirits in it at all.
She said there's one hallway in particular that if you even consider walking down, it starts making noise before you enter it. So the hallway knows you're about to walk down it. Is that right, Adele? Why is there not a song about a haunted hallway? Come on, Adele. She needs to buy this property off old Nicholas just to help him out.
It'd be quite easy for her with the money that she's taking home. What is Adele renting a house for? That's what I'm trying to work out. With the coin that she has, what is she renting?
She could just buy whatever she wanted, couldn't she? Oh, you know, I had a story over the weekend about Gina Reinhardt, right? There's a family, so we're shifting gears slightly here. We're going from Adele to Gina Reinhardt. Yeah. This was on the Sunshine Beach up in Queensland near Noosa. A family was building their dream home. Now, the figures might be wrong here, but I'm going to go for it anyway. This house was beautiful, and it's on a really sought-after strip. So this family had built their dream home. They're literally unpacking the furniture. The removalists are in the driveway in the front yard and they're shifting in. It's moving in day and they're so pumped. Gina Reinhardt drives past and goes, "Oh, what a great house. Wow, look at that." Stops and says, "Hey, I know you're moving in, but I'll offer you $10 million for the house. And they went, no. We've spent 2 years building this house, Gina. Thanks very much. We're not interested. She went, okay, 15. They went, no. I believe it came in around 30. And that's when the dad of the family yelled to the removalist, put it back in the truck. Everyone were out.
Is that a true story? She was negotiating in the front yard of the house.
She bought it on the spot. Get everything out of the house, guys. We're going elsewhere. Where are we going, Dad? I don't know yet. The motel. We're celebrating.
There's a bit of icing on the cake.
There is $50 million she spent, negotiated in the front yard of the house.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
A hot one today, as we've been saying, 40 in the city, 42 in the west. You need to keep cool. Well done to the Fireys too. On Sunday, if you saw them, the slip and slide, and they turned up and just sprayed it down for the lads.
Oh, that was awesome, wasn't it?
Tommy, you were actually there, weren't you?
Yeah, that was at Freshwater Beach. And the when I was there, about 9:30 in the morning, it was packed. Car park was chockers, beach was chockers. And they'd set up the slip and slide, but the Fireys hadn't arrived at that point, or I'd missed them. But yeah, it was about 20 guys cranking M&M. Lose
That's
yourself
great.
as they slid down.
Why wouldn't you, mate?
Slid down the hill there.
I do love it sometimes where, insurance policies get thrown out the door and you just, the Fireys rock up. Go for it, guys.
I mean,
Actually, we'll crank it up. We'll make it a bit faster for you.
And
you guys want to go down there very fast.
And they put a ramp at the end of the slide that then you launched into a kiddie pool. Which was amazing.
Great, really good.
Oh
my God, they're all stacking up now.
The news spoke to some of the locals that were there. If it was some of the organisers.
So the Fireys actually put their sirens on, just having a chat to us, and then they were like, turn the hose on. So they turned the hose on for us and that. Everyone just got so hyped and we just sending it. It got so slippery. Everyone was just going down and legends they are. They want to have a go, but obviously they're in their gear and that. And they did give us the tarp as well, so that was helpful.
Just send it, mate. Just send it. Other beach news, page 14 of the paper today. This is scary. He was arrested on Australia Day as part of a sting. This guy, his name's Kamal, not the Kamal.
Oh, well, there's not too many out there. What has Kamal done now?
Aurora. He was. There was some complaints. He'd been taking and recording intimate images of people at the beach.
You can't get away with that anymore. Like, it's too obvious. I saw
this
photos
time last year, sure.
I saw photos of this guy and he was in a pair of pants and a shirt.
I mean, how creepy can you look?
Now, if you're sitting on the beach in a pair of long pants and a long shirt, what are you doing down there, mate? And if you're taking some secret footage, you're going to be in a fair bit of trouble, Kamal. So there's... Jeez, it runs in the name, doesn't it?
Not Kamal. I mean, to think that, you're right, Fitz, he's not there to go to the beach. And this happened to me the other day. No one was trying to take intimate photos of me, but I did, the Hermitage walk, right? And it walks along the front of all the big houses in Vaucluse.
No, that's the Hermes walk.
Oh, Hermes walk.
Looking for a new outfit.
Chasing a handbag. Anyway, there's a guy, and we're sitting down. We got some chicken burgers, and we took them on this walk and then sat down to eat as a family. Then I see a guy with a long lens, not a pap. He was just a tourist, I think, with a long lens, and he's taking photos of these two girls that were sitting there, lying face down on their beach towels, and their bikinis are straight up the bum, as they all seem to wear them at the moment. Yeah. And I saw him taking the photos, and I went up to him and I said, "No, mate, I know what you're doing. Yeah. You don't do that."
That's not the conversation we heard. You said airdrop.
Airdrop immediately and I'll let you go. So anyway, I told him off there. The walk continues and it goes round to Milk Beach.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's hiding behind a tree and he starts taking more photos down onto Milk Beach of this group of girls. And I went up to him and I said, "No, mate, I told you before, no more. Don't take photos."
What is it? What
and
can
Lisa
you do in that? In that situation, do you just call the cops on that, or what can you do?
I don't know. He put his camera down and just started walking off because I'd called him out twice. So he then kept looking back at me to see where I was.
Yeah.
So I wanted to leave the family and follow him. Maybe go some sort of half Nelson citizen's arrest sort of thing.
Wasn't there some photos taken of you down the beach as well, which were quite questionable? Do you know what? Because I've told you before that we have a friend, BJ has a friend who she sees some of the Papped photos before anyone else does, and she sent them through to me. She said, "Oh my gosh!"
So you got the first,
do you know?
mate?
Yeah. Do you know what she
Didn't
said?
give me the heads up?
First thing she said, "Gee, Wippa's hair medication is really working well."
Do you know, before the end of the
It's just
show...
unfortunate it's not on your head, mate, because I tell you what, the forest that you have got on your chest at the moment, can you shave that back? Can you do a number one?
Before the end of the show, we're going to go through some of the comments.
Oh, are we sorry? Did I get in a bit early
No,
there?
you didn't, mate, because I know you're having fun regarding my forest, but you certainly haven't ruined what the rest of the public had to say. You'll be part of this pile, and it was beautiful.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Fitz, you touched on the small hair situation that I've got going on. Yeah. I've spoken about my love for hair meds for a while now, and one of the trick with the meds is that if you want it on top, you get it everywhere. Yeah. But I'm all right being a hairy guy. I like being a man.
Well, you were Papped.
Yep.
And we've always said, I mean, it's a different breed of people that like to go to the Maily Dale and read the articles there, but then there's another step up for the people that like to comment on these articles. Because I've always thought to myself, really, do you really have the time to sit at your computer and write a comment? But so the headline was Radio Star Michael Wippa Whitfley wears very expensive board shorts as he goes for a dip in Bondi. I mean, what board shorts, what brand are they, mate? What are you wearing?
They're P. Johnson, mate. As it says here, I didn't even know this, they're called the Navy Chainmail print, so they've looked them up. P. Johnson, $245.
That's for a pair of boardies.
Well, patches are made of mine, so I didn't actually pay for them.
Okay, gotcha.
So anyway, very expensive board shorts. Taking a dip in the cool sea water.
I do have to say this. The Nova radio host 45 flaunted his husky frame. Can I?
Husky.
I thought you can have a husky voice, but I didn't know that you could have a husky frame.
What does husky mean?
I thought maybe husky like a dog,
like a bear,
like a malamute. Yeah.
Oh, okay, like a husky, like covered in hair, and will pull a slate on me for quiet.
Well, Jerry999 from Perth, Australia wrote, "Husky frame. Does that mean that he's hairy?" Even Jerry's confused with the husky reference.
Some great comments here from Bunning Bridges. Expensive or expansive?
That's good. Nickelby2988 said 45. Geez, give up the booze and junk food, mate. You look 60.
Awesome. Backing that up was Mishmash76. Legitimately shocked he's only 45. I really thought he was mid-50s by looking at him.
Yeah. You've got Flax Lily. Nah, it's because he doesn't like hairy dad bod. She's written as well.
That's not
She's
fair.
Obviously referencing to Lisa there as well.
Okay, Sophie 2019. I cannot see his board shorts for the hair. So there's another really supporting comment there.
It says, very expensive shorts, but he still has to keep pulling them up. Well, that's good for your rig. That means they might be a little bit big on your body.
Here's one which really just reinforces how much I eat, but supportive at the same time. He's one very nice person to deal with. He was a patient of my restaurant over the years. So, look, he does definitely commit to eating. I have proof of consumption.
Don't have a go at him, mate. He paid for my restaurant.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Everyone's getting sacked in the media industry at the moment. Can we talk about Alex Cullen at Channel 9?
This is a big one.
I like Alex. We've got to know him over the years, but, this was the incident. Everyone would have heard about it over the past week where he went on the Today Show and Adrian Portelli. Adrian Portelli's the guy that you see on the block. He says that he's a billionaire and he's got a fair bit of money. Anyway, he's been referred to as the Lambo guy. He doesn't want to be referred to as the Lambo guy. So what do you do in this situation? If you're Adrian Portelli, you give yourself your own nickname. And how good are people who love to give themselves their own nicknames?
I'm sick of the Lambo guy.
So he said, I don't want to be the Lambo guy. I want to be known as the McLaren man. Yeah. Right? And I'll give anyone $50,000 who can call me the McLaren man for the first time. So on the Today Show, Alex was doing a cross back to Carl and Sarah, and this is what they had to say.
We're going to do a bit of celebrity spotting today. Adrian Portelli, a.k.a. the McLaren guy, likely to make an appearance
Lambo
here today
guy,
as well.
Alex.
But look,
it's a different luxury car.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty sure it's McLaren guy.
Yeah, no, it's definitely McLaren.
He's probably got both of them.
We can split the 50 grand.
Give him away.
I got it.
Oh, we laugh.
They didn't split the 50 grand because Alex took the 50 grand. So this is where I need to work this out, because then Adrian Portelli posted a transfer that he did into Alex Cullen's account. Wouldn't you get permission from Alex first if you can do that?
That was...
So anyway, it's for $50,000, right? And then Alex said, look, I'm so sorry to everyone. I didn't mean it. I will donate that $50,000 to 2 different charities, which is what he did. But Channel 9 have gone, no, you can't take cash for comment. Tommy, we might be in a fair bit of trouble here. You can't take cash for comment, and we're going to sack you. And he's actually... the poor bugger doesn't have a job.
Do you know, he's a young dad with kids, right? He's come from Channel 7 to Channel 9. I don't know if Channel 7 would take him back. But you're right. It seems like an overreaction. The big mistake was actually giving Portelli your bank account details and accepting the money. That's where he went wrong. But I think what else has happened here, Fitz, is Channel 9 has had such a hard line on trying to clean up their reputation in recent times with, internal investigations. People have lost their jobs. I think they've had to put their foot down and say this is something that goes against who we are as a company. So that's why it's kind of bled into this off-air at a corporate level to what he's done here in a very public way. And he's fallen for it.
In a cricket term, Channel 9 have led a lot of balls through to the keeper over the years, that's for sure.
But that's why I think the gate has been shut and Channel 9 can't let anything slip.
Well, he said over the weekend on social media, Alex did put up, this has been a very difficult time, and I just want to thank you to all the wonderful people who've reached out. It means the world to me. I have a young family. I'll miss my colleagues at Today. Wouldn't they be putting their foot down over this? Alex is a really well-loved person at Channel 9.
Well, I also don't think anybody knew that he was going to get the boot. I thought there was going to be a slap on the wrist. And then the next thing you know, cut to Karl Stefanovic reading out an announcement that it's been a tough time, and that's it for Alex.
Can Portelli maybe get him to bid at the next block and pay him $100,000 a year as a job or something like that?
Did Portelli offer him a job? Did I read that somewhere?
He said he's going to offer him an olive branch. Well, I don't know if that's an olive farm or something where he can make money.
You don't want to be the Lambo guy anymore. Give me the Lambo. Give me the Lambo.
That's right. Just give me one of your cars and we're even.
And we're ready to go.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We're on.
Yeah. All right. It's time for
60-second starts.
Kate Ritchie's I'm Still Standing.
Now.
Yes, it is, guys. Returning for 2025. You know, when there was a meeting at the end of last year and we went, what do we love, what do we hate, guys? What's working? I'm still standing. Everybody stood up and clapped as one. The game is huge.
It's massive, and there's $100 cash straight up for grabs here. But if you get on air this morning, you go into the running for Nova's cash or the car as well. Well, you want $25,000 cash, or you take a Kia Sportage. How good is that? Peter in Bronte, it's East versus West this morning. You've got the eastern suburbs. Good morning, Pete.
Morning, guys. It's been a while. Sorry to lose my mind, not knowing what to do.
Oh, Pete, it's good to have you tuning in, mate, and maybe you can have a win. Could be a new car or $25,000. Good luck today.
Thank you.
You're up against Alana from the West. She's in Rudy Hill. How are you beating the heat today, Alana?
Oh, my God, I'm going to get out of the West and go to Coogee.
Yeah,
it's hot where you are.
Pondi's a good option for you, but Alana, I want to give you $100. You're going to go first, Alana. Your name starts with an A, so you're going first against Peter. There's 60 seconds on the clock. Whoever has the power at the end of the 60 seconds gets that $100 cash. Alana, your 60 seconds, it starts now. True or false, Alana? 2025 is a leap year.
False.
That is correct. Who was the Australian Open men's single champion?
Ooh, pass.
It's Yannick Sinner. Over to Peter. Peter, what app was recently banned for just a few hours in America?
TikTok.
TikTok is correct. Where is I'm a Celebrity filmed, Pete?
Pass.
It's South Africa. Over to Alana. Alana, what shredded vegetable is in tzatziki?
Cucumber.
Correct. Robbie Williams was originally part of what band?
Pass.
Let's take that over to Peter. Peter, which Today Show member has just been let go by Channel 9?
Alex Cullen.
I'll give you that, yes. Who is Blake Lively married to, Peter?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. Aussie teen Sam Constance plays what sport?
Saved, Pete. You've been saved. Congratulations. There was a second in it. But, Pete, you got it. Well done.
Thank you, guys.
$100 coming your way. Well done, Alana. Represented Rudy Hill very well.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Fitz, this is exciting. KO Sports commentator Mel Jones joins us.
Geez, it was a big one last night. Can we talk about Mitchell Owen? And well done to Tasmania, because the Hobart Hurricanes, they'd be still celebrating this morning, Mel.
They'll be celebrating till the next ships come in from Sydney to Hobart, I think.
Yeah.
They will use this for a very long time to inspire them for the next season.
Mel, still a bit of excitement playing in Tassie. Is there still a feel of getting away from home?
Well, they had, I think it was the most amount of home games this season, and certainly not taking anything away from them, but they won all of them. Yeah. So I think that's one of the big things with any kind of competition, isn't it? You got to own your own space. They certainly did that. And look, you always pack your hand warmers. It's not, it's a little bit of a challenge when you hit down there, isn't it? But it's look, it's a great ground. They do an amazing job down in the cricket tag.
And Mel, can I just say, BBL, a few years ago, everyone was going, oh, is it going to kick off? It sort of dropped away a little bit, but your coverage was unbelievable. So well done. It was my kids absolutely adore watching on KO Sports. So thank you very much for your coverage, Mel.
Oh, I really appreciate it. There is just a sense of fun, I think, with all the commentators getting on the Big Bash coverage to start with. And it was, I think it was a pretty brave decision too between broadcasters and Cricket Australia to reduce games, just to make sure they sort of listened to people and said, okay, it's getting a bit long. We want to make sure that, the hype is always up there each and every game. So I hope that's come through.
There's no off-season with KO Sports. Get on board today. No. Mel, thank you so much for coming on the show. Enjoy.
Absolute pleasure. Cheers.
Thanks, Mel. Hey, just on cricket as well, everyone, how's this Coldplay in India at the moment? You can imagine the crowds at a Coldplay gig. Oh, my gosh, it is out of control. Jasprit Bumrah is there. Now, he absolutely annihilated Australia over the summer here in Australia. Best bowler in the world, Jasprit Bumrah, is at a Coldplay gig and Chris Martin sees him in the crowd.
Wow.
Decides to make up a song on the spot. Have a listen to this.
Well, Jasprit, my beautiful brother, the best bowler in the whole of cricket. We do not enjoy watching you destroy England with wicket after wicket after wicket.
Good little song.
Yeah, great little song. Won't make the album.
No, it won't make the album.
It doesn't make the Aussie fans very happy. But good on you, Chris. Thanks, mate.
Because some of those stadiums can fit about 100,000 people in there.
Huge.
Do you reckon Indians like cricket?
I don't think it'll take off. I don't think it'll take off.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Disruptive passengers on planes. You know what? Could be any public transport as well. The other day I was on the metro and there was an elderly lady who was having a few. Well, it was a 600ml water bottle, but I think she was having a bit of bourbon in there and she was getting quite loud. And there was a moment where you go, do you say something or you just got... I think everyone just sort of took a deep breath and you've just got to let it go until she gets off at her stop.
Yeah.
This Fiji Airways flight from San Francisco to Nadi Airport, 11 and a half hours. This was an Australian woman on this flight. Now, she was intoxicated, had a few drinks. Then she started getting quite loud with the flight attendants from Fiji Airways. Now, this would get very annoying. Have a listen to this woman.
You're disruptive. No, I'm not. I'm something. Stop provoking me. You're provoking me. Yes, you are. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Stop it. I have done nothing wrong. You ugly piece of get your hands off of me. You're going straight to the American Embassy tomorrow.
That's a bit scary.
What do you do in this situation?
What do you do?
You get out the duct tape. Now, I'm not
For her mouth.
I'm not joking. The flight attendants, this is what I love. The Fijian flight attendants got out some duct tape. Have a listen to this.
I mean, start with the mouth.
They taped her mouth with tape. Now, there's been mixed feelings about this, but you know what? I actually, watching this video, I actually thought to myself, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Like, if... Look, she was intoxicated. She became quite racist towards the flight attendants as well. And there was a moment there where one of them went, well, I've got some duct tape out the back.
Well, I mean, you've sat next to me on numerous flights, Fitz. I love a drink and I also love a bit of a chat. You know, I would hate to think that anyone would turn around and go, we need to tape him up.
Well, Wippa has a fear of flying, so there could, Tommy, it could be a good moment there if we just, out of nowhere, I just brought out the duct tape and I could just...
Hang on a minute.
Here's
the problem. I can imagine me sitting at a team lunch just at one of the local restaurants here in Sydney and Fitzy turns up with the duct tape.
Well, we had our first meeting yesterday about what we were going to do on the first show, and Wippa said, could we kick it off with riddle time? And I just sort of thought, well, has it even got the duct tape?
I was halfway through a sentence.
It's not a bad idea. Tommy,
lock it
can
in.
we go grab a couple of bottles?
Heading straight to Office
bottles.
Works now.
Yeah, go get some duct tape and we'll bring it into the brainstorming session after the show.
What a great idea.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I was sort of today years old when I realised I had no idea, and I'd never thought about it, that antiperspirant deodorant was a sweat stopper.
Yeah, that's what it's... Is that, well, there's an element to it. Did you think it was just a fragrance?
I thought they were all just fragrances.
Yeah.
I knew some were like body sprays and then others were more effective against sweat. But I thought your standard can of deodorant was an antiperspirant.
But there's some of them, I mean, there's a powdery sort of substance that you get sometimes if you spray too much. Have you got that before? But see, then it gets all sticky. It's a sticky kind of feeling.
Well,
there's the dry claw. Have you ever used dry claw?
What's dry claw?
Well, that's the stuff that you rub. And actually, it's quite painful after a while, but that stops sweating. To the point, it takes about a week. You've got to use it like twice a day. And after about a week, you will not sweat at all. But the thing is, the sweat's got to come out of different pores. So it comes out of different parts of your body.
Say, is it called Prince Andrew? Prince Andrew in a can? So if you put it under your arms, what, do your hands then sweat?
Yeah, well, I think so, yes, because I had a mate that I grew up with who was quite a hairy man who loved playing squash. But see, he would use dry claw under his arms and it would just... When I played him in squash, it was just coming out in other areas.
Oh, no.
It was everywhere.
What, do you have sweaty bum, did he?
Yeah, sweat. Yeah,
no.
He had SB syndrome, the sweaty bum syndrome.
Yeah. Can I tell you, I went to a 40th birthday party on the weekend and I thought I looked flash. You know, I'd been to the shops, right? Been to the top shops, got myself a new T-shirt, and I went that cool look Fits of like a smart pant with a tucked-in T-shirt.
I wouldn't combine smart and fashion with Michael Wippa.
And then like a loafer. So I'm loafered, smart pant with tuck-in tee. And I'm thinking I'm hitting a bit.
Yeah, right. So how many real estate agents were you hanging out with that night, mate?
No socks. So you're right. I've got the look. Almost a three-quarter pant. I'm joking. Yeah. So I roll into this party, and it's a lunch. So it's a sit-down lunch. We're there at 1 o'clock. It's the middle of the day. It's a bit hot, and it's a bit sweaty. I'm there for about half an hour before I'm standing at the bar getting a drink, and a girl that I know looks at me and she goes, "Oh my God, I've got to tell you something." I said, "What's that?" She goes, "You've got back sweat in your T-shirt."
Oh, back
sweat.
sweat.
Do I? Yeah. Anyway, in a crowded room, she grabs my hand. Yeah. This is not my wife. And marches me off to the bathroom. And I said to her, "You know, this looks terrible. This looks absolutely terrible. We're half an hour into a party and I'm in the bathroom with another woman."
Yeah. And she said, someone's thrown a bottle of water on your back.
She says, "Lift up your shirt." So there I am in the bathroom, nearly taking my shirt off. She gets out of her little purse, her handbag, a tiny can of antiperspirant and powders me with the can as I'm spinning in a circle like I was standing on a lazy Susan, just drying the rig, because she said you got a bit of chest sweat as well.
What if Lisa walked in at this stage and you're in there with your top off with another woman who's spraying you with deodorant?
She probably would have gone, "Thank God someone else can handle that, because I'm over it."
She then plait your back hair you put your shirt back on and went back into the party.
And as I took my pants off, I said, "I got sweaty bum as well, honey. She's just using the new antiperspirant." Yeah. So I realised I went back full confidence, mate. Full confidence.
Right. Tommy, is this the way we really kick it off 2025?
Yeah, full confidence, Whipfully. There he is.
Yeah, you could do with the old anti-purse a couple of times, Tom. Remember when we went bungee jumping in Cairns?
Oh, yes.
You had a light blue shirt on.
Yes.
And it looked like someone had pushed you in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it wasn't my best day.
Sweating machine.
Yeah. That's the last time we go bungee jumping together, guys.
Wasn't the bungee, mate. It wasn't the bungee.
With our tops off.
Fits in Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.